Alrighty guys, we're back for some Mardu aggro, and this is a Brothers War standard brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Redcat, and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? Well, this one's based around Isshin, 2 heavens as 1. A 3-mana 3/4 legendary creature rocking Mardu colors up there. If a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Nice, this is just a fun build around card. We've had fun with it in the past. I'm sure we'll have fun with it again today. Even though there is a ton of great removal in Standard, I'm sure it'll stay on the board at least in one of the games, right? So what else do we got in here? We got 4 Yotian Frontliners, 4 Kumano faces Kakkazan, and 4 Phoenix Chick. Just very powerful 1-drops, and of course the Frontliner ability does work with the 2 heavens, so that'll be pretty nice. We're pretty much just splashing the white in here for the Unearth on the Frontliner, and of course for the white in the 2 heavens as well. So for some removal, we got a couple Go for the Throats, just really solid removal that pairs well with Abrade. I brought this up before. I think it's really cool that the Rakdos color combination can play with both of these because it kind of balances each other out, which is pretty cool. We got a couple Mayhem Patrols in here, a 2-mana 1/2 with Menace. When it attacks, target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So a similar ability to the Frontliner. A little bit weaker because it has the Menace, and then of course it also has the Blitz cost on here for the exact same as the mana cost, which is nice. I think being able to Blitz this out could be pretty cool. You know, haste is important, so we'll see how good it actually is. We have 4 Radha's Firebrand because this card is amazing when paired with the 2 heavens. It gets pretty disgusting pretty fast, you know. You can just kind of take out all of the opponent's chump blockers, just make it so that way they can't block. The domain on this doesn't do too much. The only thing that works with domain in here is actually just the mountain. So sometimes this is going to cost 6, other times it's going to cost 5. Don't look at the domain cost, although you will activate it every now and then. So we have a single dragon engine in here to pair with one of our 4-drops. Gee, I wonder what it is, right? We have 4 Fable of the Mirror Breakers this time round. Last time I played with Isshin, it should have at least been in the honorable mentions, honestly, but I think Fable happens to be a little slow sometimes for aggro decks, but in this one in particular, I think it's going to be really, really good. Also, getting treasure tokens to help fix our mana is going to be important as well. For the second chapter, discarding cards like Phoenix Chick would totally work. So yeah, I think this one's going to pair nicely in here. Also, double treasure tokens with the Isshin. Obviously, that's one of the main reasons to have it, and that just sounds really good. So we have a couple Squees as well. Another one that we could potentially discard to the second chapter on the Fable, right? Because bringing this back from the grave isn't as hard as you would think, especially when your opponent is just constantly killing all of your creatures, so filling up your graveyard, right? So whenever it attacks, of course, you get that 1/1. Well, 2 goblins is better than 1, right? Whenever you got the 2 heavens on the board. Okay, the top end of the build here, we have a couple Thundering Raijus. Naturally, right? Like you're attacking, you're getting that extra counter, you're getting that extra damage. When the 2 heavens is there, of course, right? Other than that, cards like Kumano helps keep other cards modified, which is pretty good too. And we also have 3 Mishra claimed by Gix in here as well. So for 2 and a black and a red, it's a 3/5 legendary creature. Whenever you attack, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life. Where X is the number of attacking creatures. So yeah, that paired with Isshin, that's insane. Like, let me just, okay, let's take a second here and pretend that the opponent doesn't remove every creature that you play, right? A line of play would be Kumano on turn 1, a turn 2 Firebrand, right? a turn 3 Isshin, right? At that point, the Kumano flips into Etching. You have these amazing swings already between like the Firebrand that's buffed to a 4-2 because of the Kumano and stuff. But then on turn 4, you drop the Mishra. If you're swinging in with the other 3, with Isshin, the Radha's Firebrand, and the Etching, that's doing the 3 damage to them. You gain 3, and then it's doing that again. So that's 6 damage just off the Mishra, all while you're making the opponent's creatures unable to block with the Firebrand. Like, that, I don't even know. That's probably 20 damage at that point. Not in one turn, but I mean, like, over the course of the match, and that's just, like, 4 turns. Obviously, that's if your opponent doesn't remove any of the creatures, but it is a line of play that I'm a little bit excited for, if you can't tell, right? Now, of course, this can meld into the Mishra Lost to Phyrexia, but I'm not even going to go over that. We do have the Dragon Engine in here just for that reason, but it's so hard to actually pull off a meld that it would just be better to go over it once we actually get it in a match, you know? Okay, the mana base. We do have a Crucible, we have an Abandoned Mire, and hopefully I landed on a decent combination of dual lands here. I'm not 100%, but I think it'll be fine. We might have to talk more about our combination of dual lands in the final thoughts, though. We'll see. I think we'll be fine overall. Okay, honorable mentions, guys. Just real quick here. The Falcon Wrath Perforator would be pretty cool in here, something to think about. Graveyard Trespasser is very powerful with the 2 heavens, especially if there's lots in the graveyard to gobble up already. That extra damage can do a lot. And then Mire as well would be pretty cool with the Isshin, and we might try like more of a soldier route with it sometime, because, you know, Frontliner is a soldier too, so extra soldiers off the shield sounds awesome. So yeah, really something to think about here. Maybe even like replacing a Raiju would be worth it, but there's not a lot of great reason to go wide other than for the Mishra, I guess. But yeah, that would be pretty cool, huh? Yeah, really, really something to think about. Okay, guys, hopefully I went over the deck well enough. It's a pretty simple one. We're just attacking. We're playing creatures and attacking when we can, and that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked, and see how we do. Okay, we'll see if we can get right into that first match. Heck yeah, we do, guys. And it was all too easy. Okay, opponent, what you bringing to the table? I hope it's not Demir based on your character over there. Okay, no black source. Couple frontliners. Couple 4-drops. I would consider this a bad hand, but I think it's worth keeping to test. I think it's worth keeping. Yeah, like a couple frontliners is completely fine. There's a ton of stuff to draw into here. Duress? Get out of my hand, opponent. They're gonna judge my hand. I can feel it. They're judging me right now. I just know. We better keep Crucible back, even though this is the only card they haven't seen. Alright, we'll get the other frontliner down just so that the first frontliner doesn't feel lonely while attacking. Okay, yeah, I guess we're gonna need that black source, but at least we can cast the Raiju without it too. The first game. We actually got to see the card we built around. We should probably lay this. Start with the swing. We'll buff each other. It's a pretty good block if they end up blocking. Even though they can bring Underdog back, we can bring Frontliner back for a turn too. Like, I'm kind of okay with that. Alright, now we really need the black source, and me being stubborn about mulligans hopefully doesn't hold us back too much here. The deck is majority red, which is why I wasn't too concerned. Then I'm gonna keep the Foundry open. Oh, that's a cool swamp. Yeah, we might as well bring the Frontliner back this turn. Like, this feels... Never mind, well... Alright, yeah, we'll bring it back. I have a bad feeling that we're not going to be able to do too much this game, so I'd rather just bring that back right now. Make sure we buff the bottom, the Frontliner that's alive right now. That way if they end up blocking with the Foundry, it trades. So they can block this Frontliner here, and then we get 4 damage through, which is pretty good, honestly. Okay, see what we draw. Honestly, anything, as long as we can play it. Like a second Mishra would be like a devastating draw, or a second 2 Heavens. Yeah, Squee, that is a terrific draw. They have the Bankbuster open, and eventually removal, right? Probably removal for the Squee then. Okay, go for the throat. It's another 3 damage, guys. Like, we're getting the damage through at least. We do have 24 land in here as well, I believe. I'm pretty sure I put 24 in here. So eventually we'll see the 4th for the Raiju too, which hits this table pretty hard. Trespasser, so no Invoke Despair this time. They want to make sure they gobble up the Squee. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Well, I'd rather save the 2 Heavens as a surprise for next turn. This could be like another go for the throat too, which would be pretty devastating. The Thundering Raiju is pretty solid too. We can buff that. Well, we can't buff it above the Bankbuster. Let's go with the Mishra here. Yee. I know it's probably sticking because of Bankbuster, but it really feels like more removal too. So if we if we swing with the Frontliner, we do get a little bit more damage in. We can plug the Frontliner damage into the Phoenix Chick too. Nope, I'm gonna save Frontliner back this time, because we only have 1 white source, and I'd love for the 2 Heavens to come into play next turn with the Mishra. That would be amazing. If we can pull that off in the first game, like, that would just be so amazing. That's a lot of mana. When's the Invoke Despair gonna drop? Flesh Gorger. Oh no, hopefully they can't gain too much life from that. We're kind of in trouble. They have these amazing ground blockers here. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay. Like a double block into this is possible. Man, I have to though, right? But the Raiju's really good too, like... Okay, let's do it. Let's do it just for the sake of, like, getting this combo in the first game. It's actually pretty decent too. If they do end up double blocking into the Mishra, like, this is just... It's just still decent, isn't it? We can actually buff it too, but I'm just going to buff the Phoenix Chick to get more damage in the air. Well, we could double buff the Mishra to get it above the double block. But I'm not going to. I'm going to get more damage in. This is going to be 6 here. So yeah, if they don't have removal for the Phoenix Chick... Oh no, they have the Flesh Gorger. The lifelink does happen before they die. So... Power up a Foundry too. It's a risky swing when they're rocking the Flesh Gorger, because they can really start to just run away with it next turn. But, like, we have a lot of creatures. Like, Frontliner might not die this turn too. I don't know. Raiju might be able to close it up next turn. Power up Bankbuster, power up Foundry. Okay, they don't want to lose the Flesh Gorger. Nice, nice. I didn't even consider that. Very nice, opponent. That is pretty smart, yeah. Alright, we get to take out one of their Foundries. Very good blocks, opponent. And then they're back up to 3. We got a lot of damage in, man. I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see, like a land off the top, we could bring back Frontliner and then play a Raiju as well. Man, that was a pretty fun swing. I'm not even mad about that. It might have been pretty risky. We probably wanted to plug everything from the Frontliner onto the Mishra so that way it survived, but we also didn't know it was in their hand. If they ended up just having simple removal, right? Like, they've barely had any. They've had a single go for the throat so far. They're gonna need something for this Phoenix chick. Oh no, never mind. They're going back up to 6. Down to 5, though. Ooh, 3 open mana still. That's gross. Oh, Kumano's a great draw. Like, we're seeing pretty great things, guys. So they don't have lifelink here, but they probably drew into more removal, right? All right, it's gonna be Raiju this turn, I think. It's gonna be. It's just not enough, though, is it? Not when they're gaining life from the Flesh Gorger. But I suppose we could spread this damage, and a double block into 2 heavens isn't too bad. Especially if they... I mean, they're going to have to do something about Raiju. So let's see what happens. If they really don't have removal... It's got to be removal. Yeah, cut down for the Phoenix chick. Oh no. Well, it's at least a couple extra damage here. And then they have great blocks. They still have this Flesh Gorger. They can power up Bankbuster, which does take out the Raiju. Oh no, guys. So can this Flesh Gorger really pull this off for them? Oh man. Where do they want to block? Are they gonna... I mean, they're gonna chump with the Trespasser. That's not bad. That's really just not bad. Ah, the Bankbuster keeping cards in their hand, though. That is particularly bad. The Phoenix check, if it was actually on the board still, you know, it would have had that counter, which would have been extra damage from the ability with Raiju, and then extra damage in the air, too. Oh, no, guys. Invoke Despair #1. They're going to gain 3 more from the Flesh Gorger. Oh no, let me know in the comments if there were better swings in this match. This is one of those games where I definitely want to go back and watch the video and just kind of watch and see if there was a better play somewhere. Woo, Raiju #2. Also, I feel like the mana's been particularly bad to us this game as well, huh? Alright, we might not be able to keep up with the Flesh Gorger. But Fable might find us something. Oh, the auto tapper was pretty janky here. My bad, guys. That's my bad. It wanted to keep the white mana open for the Frontliner. Be careful with auto tapper in 3-color decks, for sure. We just took an extra damage for no reason. Oopsie daisies. I mean, honestly, now that they've, like, really established themselves here, yeah, they get another draw off the Bankbuster, too. It's really, really leaning towards them anyways, so that extra damage probably isn't going to do too much, but we'll see, right? Really cool stuff that we were able to do, and that one block in particular, where they used the Foundry and the Bankbuster, was a block that I really didn't see at all, so it's just a great block for the opponent. Where I thought Mishra was at least going to take something, right? A double block, having that Flesh Gorger in it, and the Flesh Gorger would have actually died there. Wow, that is just a ton of damage, huh? They're actually forcing a block. No, it's 11, isn't it? Because I took the 1 damage. Because I let the auto tapper do it. Oh no, good game, opponent. Well, if we'd be down to 1. They're at 7. They still had 2 open mana too. So did the auto tapper end up, or did me allowing the auto tapper end up losing us that? Because we had Raiju in hand. It still wouldn't have been enough. It would have been an extra, would have been 6 damage because an extra counter from this. So it would have been a 4. Then when it swung, it would have been 5. And then an extra damage. If we drew like a mana, then bringing back the frontliner maybe would have been enough to deal that 7. But they still had 2 mana too, so. Alright, tough first match against some meta mono black, but that's okay. We did a couple fun things in there, so I can't complain too much, honestly. If the opponent actually lets you do a couple fun things with your deck that's different, then you can't complain, you know, because there are plenty of games where they don't let you do anything. Alright, this is a good hand. This is fine. We have, at least we have the 4 mana right out the gate. And we can start with, what do we want to start with here? That's a lot of pain land. I guess we'll start with the mountain. So that way we don't give them too much information. Oh no, is it this deck? Oh, it would have been nice to start with Haunted Ridge maybe, but it doesn't really matter since we have so much mana. Alright, we'll get the Battlefield Forge down. I don't think this deck runs Make Disappear. It runs like a bunch of removal though, so... Resolute Reinforcements, this might be something different, I forget. So the deck I'm thinking of is Union of the Third Path. Okay, looks like they're going wide. Uh-oh. Okay, no blocks. Okay, Mishra's a good draw. So, I really don't want to lose the Firebrand right out the gate. I don't want to get... I think I'm going to get Squee down. Because a double block into Squee, and I'm not losing the Firebrand just yet. Gonna hold it back, even though I don't plan on blocking. Okay, nice. So we might be able to get a really good swing out next turn with the Mishra on the board, get a good chunk of life back. Alright, 3-color soldiers. Let's go, opponent. We don't see this, like, ever, so... It's really nice. It's always really nice to see variety. I don't think I've ever seen 3-color soldiers before. We might have, like, towards the beginning of Brothers War, but I don't think so. See, they save blockers back. That's a shame. Because they're going to get another 1/1 over here now. If they would have swung, they would have drawn, but it looks like they want to go wide. Just a ton of blockers. This shows a big weakness with the Firebrand, because if the opponent is going wide, then Firebrand doesn't do as much as you want it to, because they're still going to be able to chump appropriately. Either way, we're going to get the Mishra down. We're going to get a full swing. We're going to gain a little bit. We're just going to let the trade happen with the Firebrand. It's fine. All of their creatures are going to get buffed by the Festivity next turn too, so... We're going to make Skystrike Officer unable to block so we don't lose the Squee easily, right? We want them to be able to... We want to force a double block. I believe that is the order, yes. We want the Squee attacking. Okay, yeah, Skystrike Officer. Get that 1/1. There it is. Down to 13. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So Fable of the Mirrorbreaker is going to be great because we're going to be able to ditch some of this land. So maybe getting that down before the Squee would have been cooler. Do they want to lose the reinforcements? They are going to chump here. Oh, they're going to double block. Okay. Get the Squee out of here, they say. I mean, all in all, they're gonna get that draw, yep. Honestly, not too bad. They're down to 11. I am pretty concerned with like their deck's ability to go wide overall. Nice, Gallagher. Whoa, Voice of the Blast. What the heck? Oh man. What is even happening right now? Wow, what a turn. Look at the opponent just popping off, guys. Holy cow, that is cool. Okay. Well, I mean, honestly, Kumano's not a bad draw, but I don't think we can come back from this. I don't think we can come back from this at all. Get our 2-2 down. I don't think we're swinging because look at their blocks. Like, this is insane. Oh man, yeah, I don't think there's a way through. At least they're not drawing from soldiers this turn. That's good. I mean, we already played everything out anyways. If I was swinging, we wanted to do that beforehand. But, like, just in case they thought we had something in hand, wouldn't matter too much. They wouldn't care too much about combat tricks because of all their tokens, too. I'd say worst case scenario would be like a second wedding announcement and stuff. Oh, Ayo. Yeah, now if that dies, they get to plug counters into everything, too. Dude, solid deck opponent. Very cool, very creative, just looks pretty powerful too, honestly. Like, this is the type of deck that would actually be able to keep up with all that removal. And they're playing it slow too, like, I don't even know where to begin. Alright, let's see what we find. Frontliner, another Squee. Wow, okay. Honestly, if that was like a Squee and like an Isshin, right? That would be really good, huh? At this point though, I'm pretty sure this is the opponent's. AO has Vigilance too, so they can continue to play this slow. We'd have 2 more turns of them just swinging in with these in the air. So I say let's just have fun with it. Let's get that Squee down, get that counter on it. Like, let's just... Well, what if we do end up drawing? Okay, alright. I won't just swing in recklessly. I won't do the swing in concede. I'll hold off for now. Oh my goodness, the reinforcements. I think the opponent might be able to just full swing next turn, honestly. Voice of the Blessed is about to get flying on it too. Yeah, they found another Voice of the Blessed. Yep. So that is 16 damage in the air. Oh man, I guess I should have swung for fun, right? We would have gained some life off of the Mishra, which would have been really good. Yeah, since we can't block in the air properly, we'll start by chumping all the big stuff on the ground. There isn't any big stuff on the ground. Wow. Well, I guess we still have to block it. Regardless, right? And then the reinforcements. Yeah, no matter what, I believe 18 damage gets through. Hey, good game opponent. Very cool deck. I wasn't expecting the Voice of the Blessed at all. Holy cow. And it worked out with the Gallagreators. I wonder what other ways they actually have in this build to gain life, right? Like, is Voice of the Blessed just in here for the Gallagreators combo? Either way, Skystrike Officer really showing its power once again. Every time we played with it here on the channel too, like, the card's just good. Even outside of soldiers, it's just like, just a solid 3-drop. All right, let's go ahead, hop into the next one, huh? Let's see if we can actually pull off a cool victory too. Like, we're pulling off some cool things. Like, there's a lot happening on the board actually, which is nice. But like, I really want to see just like an insane amount of damage pumped through. because I do think that this deck is capable of that, at least. Okay. Yeah, this is not the greatest. Let's keep it. It's a little bit weird seeing so much of our top end in these opening hands. Like, maybe this should be a mulligan, but I would say no, since we actually just have all the mana required, right? So going up against this deck, taking that burn right at the beginning might be risky, but I'll try to keep up pace, right? I can only imagine that the Painland's gonna hurt us in the long run. Yeah, it looks like mono red. Okay, hopefully this Abrade can have a great target here. It's not gonna have a target with the Ronin. Not yet, at least. Maybe next turn. That's right, we have tapped lands. Okay, we'll get this down. We'll pay the 1 for Kumano. Oh no. Phoenix Chick can't block, so we're swinging. We'll try to keep up pace. I'm relatively concerned. I know I should mulligan more, I know, but like sometimes these hands, they're just not that bad. Whoa, Thermo Alchemist. Opponents playing, like, our opponents are playing some unique things today, which is pretty awesome. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So the question is, do we just want to drop the Abrade on the Alchemist or try to take out that Ronin finally? Actually, Kumano flips next turn too, and we're just in trouble. We're just in some serious trouble. Because Crucible, yeah, it requires that 4 mana as well. We're taking 4 from Ronin and Kumano potentially next turn. Could be a Raiju too, so we have to save it. I was thinking like, yeah, we should hit Alchemist now before they can use it next turn. But if they play Mountain, drop Raiju, then like there's no question we have to hit the Raiju. It's gonna be Ronin. Do we finally hit Ronin or should we take out Etching now? Yeah, they go for the 1. I guess, yeah, on the stack they could have still... Yeah, I don't know if that's the one we hit. I think it's Etching. Oh no, I don't know. Alright, I'll hit Etching. It's 2 less damage. Man, we are stuck between a rock and a hard place right now with some of these matches, huh? Yeah, Thermo Alchemist being able to do 2 damage from that this turn, potentially 3. They do have more. Oh no, guys. Well, GG. It should have been the Alchemist, I guess. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for that one. Yeah, I guess it should have been the Alchemist since they had the Play with Fire and the Lightning Strike. Just some classic red, making me wish I was playing red right now, honestly. Look at how fun that was with the Alchemist. Dang, dude. Like, actually, that lined up really nicely for them. I think Ronin is just an overlooked creature right now. Like, a lot of people kind of squeeze 1 or 2 into some artifact builds. But even outside of it, you know, I'm always complaining about how much removal there is in Standard. Well, sometimes Ronin can escape that removal, which happens to be really good. So I liked that addition to the opponent's deck. I liked the Thermal Alchemist a ton too. Now here's a hand where once again we are seeing 2 of our top end cards, but this time not enough mana for it. I'm still going to keep it because we have removal. We have a couple Firebrands to play for a couple turns, right? Oh no. Oh no. Hopefully they're not too fast. Okay, we got... Alright, I'm gonna get this down now so we have more options for next turn. Hopefully they're not too fast. Oh no. Oh no, guys. Oh no. Alright. Mayhem Patrol. blocks the Swift Spears. Well, not really, not if they play something else next turn. I guess we have to keep the Abrade open in hopes of survival. I don't know, guys. I don't know about this. Again, Firebrand showing a little bit of a weakness just based on the creatures that it's being paired up against. Feldon. Okay, we probably don't want to hit a 3/3 Feldon, do we? They get to choose something from the top, but hitting a Swift Spear here just doesn't seem right either. Alright, we gotta hit the Feldon. It's too much extra damage, even though they get to find a card. 3 deep. Let's see what they end up hitting here. They wanted a mountain, actually. Okay. Man. Yeah, the draws have been tough. I'm okay seeing the land, don't get me wrong, but there's just something about the hands. Ooh, Chandra. Okay, we're gonna block one of the Swift Spears with the Firebrand. Extra damage might mean a play with fire. It's gonna be a Phoenix check, actually. Dude, these red players are having a ball, and honestly, I'm glad they're having fun because I'm still struggling to get red to work for me, unfortunately. We're gonna try the Mishra. It blocks really, really well. They might not be able to get it all through next turn, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna be dead next turn. Mishra's pretty hard for red to remove too, and we might actually be able to gain some life off of it next turn. Oh man, yeah, that was, I mean, we're right on schedule. That was turn 4, but the Reckless Stormseeker haste, I believe that's everything. Nope, 4 damage here. This mountain needs to be something because it's 5 here then. So we might be alive. They have 2 mana. Nope, they're searching. Oh, they find a play with fire with the Chandra. Oh my goodness, guys. GG opponent, dude. I mean, it is what it is, right? Holy cow. We're going to try to squeeze one more match in. Just let's see if we can actually get that victory. But as of right now, I think I'm going to have to put the jank tag over on the Aether Hub website whenever we put the deck up, because it's not doing a lot right now, even though I feel like it should be. We'll see, though. It might just be one of those days. You never know. Now, on Aether Hub, you guys have been letting me know that some of the links aren't working, and I'm looking into that currently. It looks like it's broken for some other people too. And so, okay, another hand where we're seeing our top end here. Very weird, but we'll try it. Yeah, 2 of our top end in these opening hands. We should actually get the Kumano down, because we actually have a 1 and a 2, which feels a little weird right now, right? All right, get this down and establish the patrol, not with the blitz, right? We don't need the blitz right now. We might need the double Mishras. This deck could have a bunch of removal and remove the first one. And Abrade for the patrol. Now Kumano flips. Oh, we get to see the 2 heavens, and it's not, I mean, we're definitely playing it. Like, we are definitely playing that. Probably good practice to play the 2 heavens before combat, even when it doesn't have anything to do with combat, right? Because usually it's good practice to do it the other way, right? Play things after combat. But since this card usually does affect it. Okay, the -2 just gets rid of Kumano. So I guess that's fine. Get this down. Get the Mishra down. And take out the Liliana, which they probably have 2 of, right? Now at this point, now we just want to see more creatures off the top of our deck. anything that can get more creatures onto this board, right? Since we already lost 2 of them. Corpse Appraiser, okay. Yeah, literally any creatures would be great. Because, like a Phoenix Chick, oh man, that would be so good. Oh, Sulfurous Springs. Ew. Now we're gonna see too much mana this game, potentially, but this is still really cool, guys. Like, just seeing this combo, like, look, the Corpse Appraiser doesn't do too much against these 2 cards because they just got decent bodies. They end up taking it this time. I wonder. Alright, this is simple. If they drop a land and go for the Invoke Despair, we're gonna get rid of Mishra. We're gonna play Mishra number 2. Yikes, that is so much worse. Oh, buddy. That is so much worse. They got great blockers this time. They probably want to take out the Mishra, right? I can only imagine. I can only imagine it would be the Mishra over the 2 heavens. I don't think we miss this swing, because they're going to start gaining life here. At any moment, they can just run away with this. They're down to 1. They don't know it's in hand. Yep, I was right. It's going to be the Mishra, which means we get to play Mishra number 2. Or, hear me out, Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Because what this lets us do, get more creatures on the board, and then surprise them with the Mishra. I'm going to hold the land back to ditch to the Fable next turn too, because we might just find something better to put in the air, for example. We might get a couple treasures off the Shaman too, so... It was a day of tough uphill battles, but we might actually get there this time. It would be awesome if we can close out the evening with a victory, especially when we have like just this epic combo between the 2 heavens and the Claimed by Gix, right? Like, it's so cool as it just completely drains the opponent. Like, can you imagine if we actually just had our Mayhem Patrol still on the board, or even the Kumano, right? Okay, they go for a blocker. They go for another blocker. This is huge, guys. The surprise Mishra might just be enough to end it next turn. Unless this draws them an extra card as well. Phoenix Chick. Oh, buddy. Let's see what else we draw here, because we still have the 5 on the board, yeah. Radha's Firebrand. Alright, I'm going to start with the Phoenix Chick and see if it sticks or anything like that, right? Alright, nothing's sticking. Let's get that down. Oh, the Shredder, the Shredder. Oh, crap. The Shredder, drawing them a card. Maybe we should have started with Mishra, because they could find... I mean, I think it's over. Because even a cut... Wait. Oh yeah, the draw off the Shredder, guys. What have I done? They gain 2. They gain 2, guys, when they draw. What have I done? No. They're back up to 3. Guys, this was simple. This was simple. I got so scared that 1 mana was actually something. We should have just played the Mishra and then swung in. And that's it, right? It would have been 6 damage. They wouldn't have got the drawn card on the Shredder. Yeah, they gained the 2 from the Sheoldred. And that was my fault. I can't believe I did that. I don't deserve this victory after that. Oh no, but you guys deserve this victory. That's the problem, right? Oh man, I apologize. That was silly. See, I just got so scared that last card was something. Actually, they did find a cut down. I wonder if that was before or after. Either way, they're going to gain too much life at this rate. So, yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. That's a little bit embarrassing. I wouldn't even count it necessarily as... Oh, we're going to lose everything here, too. Because of the invoke. So we wanted to get rid of Fable. I'm sorry, I'm not even paying attention because I'm so busy apologizing now. What have I done, guys? Good game opponent, though. We're definitely going to let them swing on in here. They can copy Shredder and see if they can play the cards in their hand, too. Let them finish this out. Second Invoke Despair. Third Invoke Despair, actually. Did they end up discarding one earlier? Yeah, good game, opponent. I can't believe I did that, guys. I'm so sorry, like, for real. I don't know what I was thinking. The Shredder draw, yeah, gaining them that life, I was so confident that we were going to end it there. Oh, man. Somebody tell me it happens to the best of us in the comments, please. Please. Let's go over this deck one more time, guys. Oh, man. That's embarrassing. Oh, we're leveling up, though. That's good news, I guess. Getting some gold. I'm down. Here is the Mardu aggro once again. It didn't do too much today, guys, but I didn't do too much today, so maybe it wasn't the deck, maybe it was some of my plays. Well, especially in that last game, I can't think of a way. Okay, here's what could have happened, right? Since they had that 1 mana open still, they could have cut down the 2/2 from the Goblin Shaman if they had that cut down in hand, right? They could have drawn into that off of the Ledger Shredder, for example. So if they did cut that down, we would have only had 2 creatures swinging in, and it would have happened twice because of the 2 heavens, which would have only been 4 damage, and I think they were at 5. So that would have been a scenario where my little misplay with their Ledger Shredder wouldn't have mattered, but we really won't know if that was the case because we don't know if that cut down was in their hand already. So either way, yeah. What to say about the deck? I thought it was going to do a lot more. Like, we have 12 1-drops that are just incredibly solid 1-drops, right? We have good 2-drops, but today Firebrand was particularly weak, especially against the decks that we saw and the creatures that the opponents were running. You know, against that deck that was just going really, really wide, really showed the weakness of the Firebrand overall, but it's still a really cool card that pairs beautifully with the 2 heavens. So Mayhem Patrol I would have liked to see do more, but the opponents removed it right away, right? Did we get to see go for the throat? We don't really have to, it's just good removal, huh? The Abrade, we did see we had to hit the Feldon with it because there was just too much damage swinging into our face. And hitting Feldon with Abrade is not great. If it was the go for the throat instead, then, you know, they wouldn't have been able to find that mountain off the top that they were looking for. Didn't get to see the Dragon Engine today, but we know from experience that the Unearth on this does a lot of work. Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. We really didn't get to see this too much today either. Just some quick notes there, of course. And a lot of you guys already know this, but when the opponent is dropping like the Invoke Despair and everything, it does end up taking an enchantment creature as well. So whenever you have those enchantment creatures, depending on what your life total's at, of course, right? Then you want to sacrifice the enchantment creature as the creature. That way you don't lose it as the enchantment instead. I just, at that point in the match, my brain was completely just, it was out of the building. It was out of the building because I potentially ruined that game, right? I potentially ruined that victory, so I wasn't even thinking, so their Invoke Despair hit even harder, and that was going to be theirs either way after that point, so didn't matter too much, but it should be brought up, I guess. Squee was obviously amazing, and whenever you rock the Squee with the Mishra, then it is absolutely incredible. And speaking of which, Mishra is just insane too. The fact that we weren't able to get any victories with the Mishra extra damage, it doesn't speak, like, it doesn't say anything about the card, because the card's ability is just absolutely incredible. For 4 mana, being a 3/5/2, like, it's just a decent body overall. Just like everything about Mishra is incredibly solid. I think it speaks more to just the overall meta, and even when we're not seeing meta decks, how incredibly difficult it is to win sometimes, right? So speaking of our 4-drops, how did it feel like we had too many of them, guys? We only have 5 in here. I might drop a Raiju, maybe both Raijus? I don't know. See, I don't want to go up a Mishra because it is legendary. There's going to be matches where you only see all 4 Mishras if you do that. I promise that'll happen. So only if it's like a key card of the deck, like when we were trying to meld it, I believe we had all 4. I didn't particularly like Thundering Raiju. A couple of you guys pointed out in the past that Raiju's been pretty slow in the meta recently, and while it still is a really powerful card, it does feel slow sometimes, doesn't it? Which is just shocking. Like, is Standard really that powerful right now? We've gotten to the point where Raiju's slow? That's scary business, man. That's scary business. But I mean, if you look at that red deck, that mono red deck that ran the Ronin, that was wickedly fast, right? And that would not benefit from having a Raiju on the top end. So, you know, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. Okay, guys, let me know what you thought down in the comments. Let me know what you would add or take out to maybe make this a little bit more competitive. But as is right now, I don't know if it's going to be possible. It's tough business. I guess more test matches are required, right? More testing in general for the deck. I think the mana base was fine, though. I think that was pretty good. I don't think I would change too much with the mana base. We pretty much always had what we wanted. The pain lands were, in fact, a pain sometimes, but you just got to make sure you're tapping on your own and not letting the auto tapper do it as well. So, yeah, I might have lost us a couple of those games today. And again, I apologize. I'm a little bit embarrassed, but that's okay. I'll just go cry myself to sleep now. Guys, if you made it this far into the video, then y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.